I've always had this pull toward making things with my hands. Maybe it started when I was a kid, standing by my dad's side. To me, he was larger than life, a man who could fix or build anything. Nothing was too complicated. If something was broken, he didn't throw it away. He figured it out. There was magic in that. Watching someone take raw materials or broken pieces and turn them into something useful again. I spent hours in the garage with him, just watching and learning. At first I was fascinated, but as I got older I realized something. I didn't just want to watch, I wanted to build too. My dad wasn't the kind of guy to just hand me a solution. He made sure I understood the process. He'd say, "You don't learn by watching, you learn by doing." He was right. Before long, I was building my own small projects, fixing up things around the house, and gaining confidence in my ability to solve problems. One of the things I appreciate the most about those early lessons is how they weren't just about woodworking. They were about problem solving, patience, about seeing potential where others might only see scraps. Even something as small and as simple as these coasters, pieces of wood I've cut down from scrap, can be turned into something beautiful and useful. As time passed, I started wondering if this love of building things could be more than just a hobby. Could I make a living from it? I've been going back and forth on that for a while now. On one hand, the idea of being self-employed is really appealing. The freedom to create whatever I want, to follow my own schedule, to build a business from the ground up. It's something that keeps tugging at me. But then there's the practical side. Finding a stable job with a company would give me security, benefits, and a steady paycheck. It's the safer route, no question. Yet every time I start leaning toward that option, I get pulled back. I can't shake the feeling that I'm meant to do something on my own. Woodworking, especially projects like this, gives me clarity. There's something calming about taking raw wood, shaping it, refining it, and watching it transform into something functional and beautiful. These coasters may be small, but they're a reflection of that process. And that's what I love about custom projects. They're more than just practical items. They have a story. They carry the mark of the hands that built them. And it's the moments like this, when I'm deep into a project, that the tension of my decision about my future really hits me. There's so much appeal in working for a company, learning from others, growing with a team. There's also something so undeniably exciting about taking that leap and making woodworking my own endeavor. I keep asking myself, is it worth the risk? There are days when I feel like it's crazy to try to make a business out of this. There's no guarantee of success. It's easy to get caught up in the fear of uncertainty, wondering if you'll make enough, if people will appreciate the value of handmade work, and if you'll be able to grow fast enough. But then I come back to the work itself. Creating things like these coasters, this video, even something small, brings me a kind of fulfillment I don't find anywhere else. It's more than just the finished product. It's the process, the craftsmanship, the sense of pride that comes from making something yourself, by hand, from start to finish. I think about my dad in moments like this. He didn't build anything for fame or money. He did it because it mattered to him. He always told me, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. That's what keeps me coming back to the idea of being self-employed, building something of my own. I want to wake up each day excited to get to work, to create beautiful things that are functional and beautiful and unique. And when I think about that, the doubts really start to fade away. I realize that no matter what, this is what I want to be doing. So these coasters, they might seem small, but they're a reminder of everything I've learned. They're a product of my skills my dad passed down to me and the passion that's been growing in me ever since. They're not just coasters. They're a symbol of where I've been and where I'm going. After all the back and forth, the sleepless nights wondering which path to take, I think I've made my decision. I know that in the end I want to be self-employed, whether it's woodworking or making videos or some combination of the two. I want to be in control of my own journey. It might not be the easy road, but it's the one that feels right. And just like these coasters started out as scraps, uncertain in their potential, I think that's where I am right now. I'm still figuring it out, still shaping and refining what my future will look like. But every project I take on, every piece I build, gets me one step closer to where I want to be. I've realized that it's not about choosing the safest option. It's about choosing the one that lights you up. And for me, that's creating things like this. Big projects or small ones, I know this is where I belong. So here they are. Simple, functional, and handmade. A set of coasters, but also a symbol of the path I'm choosing. Thank you for sticking with me through this project and for letting me share a little bit about my journey with you. I can't wait to see what's next, and I hope you'll join me. I'll see you in the next project. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me.